welcome a dear friend of mine, Kurt Sandoval. He's going to introduce to you Velocity.
Thank you. Velocity Sports Performance is a franchise. So what that means is there's 37 Velocity Sports Performance facilities around the country. And what their bread and butter is training anyone basically from age 7 on up to become better athletes. The 3 pillars of athleticism are speed, strength, and agility. Some of you might know I am a sportscaster by trade. My father was an athletic director. I've been around sports as long as I can remember, my entire adult life around professional sports. And I'm going to have Kenny, if you could speak just for a couple minutes on what assessment is in terms of velocity and why that's critical.
So you guys saw the presentation on acuity and things like and that's exactly what we're doing here. Is we're giving real live feedback from our kids with the technology. We have an iPad that we do the exact same thing with. We film your kids' running technique. One of the things that we actually do at Velocity, we have degreed and certified coaches because we don't just tell kids to go run around cones a bunch of times. What we do is we assess the way they move and we show them, because one of the biggest things is we teach kids how to run. How many of you guys actually learned ever how to run? Had someone taught you how to run? Yeah, we got one person, okay? And who's to say that it was actually the right way to do it, you know? We learn from just watching people run. What happens is kids pick up these bad habits, these muscle imbalances, these inflexibilities because they sit in a chair all day. And then when we ask them to go outside and run a bunch, what happens? Their back hurts, their knees hurt, this, that, and the other thing hurts. So what the assessment does is it allows us to assess, hey, Johnny over here has got tight hamstrings, so he needs to be doing some exercises to get those hamstrings either more flexible or a little bit more stronger. That's what the assessment does. We do that every couple of weeks, every month usually, to let us know, hey, is our program actually working for these kids? And in a setting like this, I think we've got a video of a high school that does it out here. They have the Velocity coaches actually come in and teach these kids, not necessarily sport-specific skills, but general athleticism, how to move, how to sprint correctly the right way, and how to put forces the correct way, and how to get more flexible. That's why we do the assessment as well as you guys do the assessment with math and science and things like that. That's what we do. We use that science and technology to help our kids become better athletes.
Where I would just like to very briefly summarize, in my experience as a broadcaster, as a sports broadcaster, that we always want our kids to dream. We want them to think that they're going to be the next Kobe Bryant or the next great football, baseball, basketball, volleyball star, whomever. The reality is less than 1% will even play collegiate sports. But what 100% will do, God willing, is grow up to be godly young women and godly men. And they'll have to learn how to compete. And when I went down to San Juan Capistrano, that was my favorite thing about putting Velocity in the school, is it teaches them to compete. And with coaches like sons and daughters at a very young age, proper mechanics and how to compete. And if you just kind of wanted to summarize a little bit about our software program.
Going on the compete thing, one of the things is we try and stress in our athletes is that's why we have the assessment. We have numbers, we know where we are, and like I said, now we know where we need to go. We have those numbers and we need to get better every day. That's what we stress is we teach our kids, hey, this is where we are. We want tomorrow, we want to do better than the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that. And it's just a good life skill that we like teaching our young athletes that, hey, you have bad days, but as long as we're keeping on progress going up and getting better every day, that's what we're trying to get our athletes to do.
Thank you. And when I say Kenny's degrees, he's not just certified, he's degreed. He got his kinesiology degree at Arizona State. Don't hold that against him, please. All joking aside, there was a gentleman in the first video, and you saw it for a glimpse there, who writes this software program, a gentleman by the name of Ken Vick. He coaches Olympic athletes. Kenny, at the end of the month, he was down there 2 months ago, and at the end of the month he goes back down again. And even though he's got his degree in kinesiology and he's certified coach, he is always with Velocity as a corporation learning the very latest techniques, the very latest in nutrition, the very latest in everything. And that's what we're going to bring in. And happy to answer questions afterwards, but God bless, thank you.